Amanda, I mean, we're only a few weeks into the school year and already multiple city schools have received threats just like this one. Now, I do want to start by saying that police did not find anything here at Cardinal Spellman High School, so that's the good news. Police just broke down the caution tape moments ago after being here all day, investigating and trying to figure out what happened to that 14-year-old child. Now, police have just identified the victim to us here on 12 as 14-year-old Caleb Rios. Although New York just passed a string of legislation that will tighten the state's already strict gun laws, local leaders are calling on change at the national level. Yeah, guys, you're late. I've already been working out. I'm breaking out a sweat here, catching my breath a little bit. So to give that a chance, I'm going to let Emmanuel here speak. He is a trainer here at Crunch Fitness, been training people for 4 years, new to this location. But Emmanuel, tell me. Look at these guys. These guys are so excited here in Little Italy. The game is over and who won? Okay. And it was less scary than I thought. Oh, this is fun. Whoa. I'm loving it. It's for beginners, for newcomers like me. Some of the vehicles here on Nereid Avenue have tickets on them from weeks ago, which makes you wonder how long these vehicles have been sitting here. Now, to steal these converters, all you have to do is get underneath the car. That's why some car companies are making protective cages to slow the thieves down. Every Saturday this summer, you can grab a life jacket and learn all about the waterways that keep New York City flowing. Now, I took a look at Wallace's bill from the last month. It was only $105. Compare that to the recent one he got, $691. So it went up by like, what, $500? Now, if you take a closer look, so CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company that runs cybersecurity for Microsoft systems. And they said that the outage is happening on their end. So George Kurtz, he's the CEO of CrowdStrike. He posts on X saying they're actively working with customers. 70-year-old Monica Bartley was born with polio, but she's never let that slow her roll.
It didn't stop me from doing things I wanted to do.
Navigating the subway in her wheelchair, though?
Oh my God.
That's a little complicated.
You have to run. If we are New Yorkers, we want to enjoy New York life like every other citizen.
In 2022, the MTA settled 2 lawsuits and pledged to make 95% of its 472 subway stations accessible by 2055.
Bumpy.
They tell us so far they have made around 155 of them accessible.
We'll be well above the 95 goal. We have over 30 projects, accessibility projects in the pipeline.
When a station isn't accessible, it can turn a simple commute into a day-long trek.
Sometimes the elevator here may be working, but when I get to the stop that I should get off, it's broken.
Boarding the train is tricky too.
I'm not gonna get it. Oh!
When you do find an accessible station, she heads to the boarding area.
For the boarding area, yeah. Oops, I see it. You see it?
The MTA will be allocating around $2 billion from congestion pricing toward accessibility.
The railroads, the subways, the buses, and our paratransit system. We have a whole suite of transit options, all of which are accessible, and we are only enhancing what that accessibility looks like.
So whether you are a wheelchair user or a parent with a stroller, advocates say accessibility benefits everyone. For News 12, I'm Noëlle Lilley. Being a street vendor is tough.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Last year, the sanitation department stepped up enforcement of illegal vending. Parts of the Bronx, like Fordham Road, were hit hard.
They just take everything, they put it in plastic bag, they put it into a truck, and they just leave. And they left people with nothing. They even took their tables, their cards, everything.
That's exactly what I saw today in Parkchester when police arrived and shut down a woman who was selling ice cream just across the street from here. Situations like that are why a lot of the vendors I met today were too afraid to speak to me on camera. But I did meet a woman named Paula. She was willing to speak as long as I didn't show her face. At the start of this year, the city's independent budget office found that there were 20,000 people waiting for a general or food vendor license. City law limits non-veteran general permits to just 853.
There are bills that we had to pay, and we cannot just say, oh, I'm gonna wait here sitting because the bill keeps coming, you know.
It's why groups like the Street Vendor Project are rallying tomorrow in Manhattan to call on the city council to pass a package of bills to support street vendors.
All the resources in our city's agencies focused on street vending enforcement, but not actually focused on helping people get permits or addressing all of these core issues.
And this November, New Yorkers will vote on street vending enforcement in parks and other places through ballot question 2. However, the question itself doesn't mention street vending at all and only mentions expanding DSNY's powers. In Parkchester, Noëlle, Lilley, News 12, The Bronx. For those just joining us, welcome back. Once again, we have Public Advocate Jumaane Williams in our studios tonight, and I'm Noëlle Lilley. All right, Jumaane, we have a lot we would like to speak to you with tonight. We just saw reporter Nadia Galindo's package covering the mayor's state of the city. And of course, we know prior leading up to the state of the city, you were pondering what message we were going to hear from the mayor. What's your verdict now that we have had that address? One of the things Mayor Eric Adams has spoken about as well regarding public safety in the subway system is the difference of the perception of crime versus the reality of how much crime is happening. And you mentioned like feeling safe. So we know that New Yorkers maybe might see the statistics are not as bad as they think, but that doesn't change how they feel.
Right.
For you as a New Yorker, how do you feel about the public transportation system? Do you feel safe taking the subway?